Hi everyone, it's Hunter and Joe from Two Old Men at Heart. I wanted to jump on here and tell you about the excursion we just did. So this was our first port day on this cruise. We're in St. Martin, and we had a truly one-of-a-kind excursion.
Yes, certainly very different than anything we've ever done before.
Yeah, so this was on boats. They're not actually boats, they're yachts.
Yes, they're sailboats, yachts.
And they were at one point raced in the America's Cup race. And so we got to be part of the crew today.
Yes, there were 11 of us on our time slot of the excursion, and they put all of us to work on various jobs. We served as main grinders.
Yes.
And it was our job to move the mainsail as it moved in the wind, which actually was not as intensive as you would think it would be.
Well, some of the other jobs were more intensive than that. But what I didn't realize is when you look at a sailboat, like there's a sailboat right out, you aren't able to see it, but there's a sailboat right out here now. And it looks like it's straight up and down and going just forward. But these, and I don't know if it's all sailboats or just these racing yachts.
All sailboats, yes.
They go at quite an extreme angle sometimes.
Yes, the edge of the boat is almost into the water.
It felt like you were either falling down into the water or you were like way up and facing straight down into the water almost.
Yes.
Which was kind of crazy.
Yes, and you get sailing into that wind. That wind's pushing you over a ways. It's a bit much.
So it was very exciting, but when Holland America Line says that that's a strenuous excursion, believe them.
Yes, they mean it.
That definitely is a strenuous excursion. Now, we were, as usual, the youngest people on the excursion, and all of the other people seemed to really have a good time too.
Yes, everyone had a good time, and I think everyone pretty much was pretty involved. There were a couple of people who took a little bit more hands off, but for the most part, I would say everyone on the sailing was pretty active,
They
pretty
were there
involved.
they were there to work.
Yes, they were. And we had a wide range of experience levels. We had people who had
Sailed on a sailboat
before and captained smaller fishing boats, and people who had never set foot on a boat.
Right.
So, small boat.
Yes. But this was here in St. Martin. The excursion itself is around 2.5 hours long. So they offered 2 different times for it. So there were multiple time slots, which means more people were able to take part in that because it is a very small group excursion. So if you don't get on that excursion ahead of time, you might not make it on that. You have to. That's one that might book up pretty quickly, and I can see why. It was quite an experience.
Yes, it was.
It was really cool, and the actual crew members who worked on the sailboat were really good instructors. They told you how to do things.
Yes, they taught us all how to do each of the jobs.
You knew what you were doing as you were getting into it, but once you were on that sailboat, you were on that sailboat. You have to pretty much go into your job right away. Almost. Or else you are really leaning one way or the other. But that was really exciting. So I do highly recommend that, as long as you are okay with the strenuous level of working. It is not
super
a catamaran.
seasick.
It is not. Yeah. Don't. And if you don't get seasick, if you're prone to seasickness, definitely not for you. But it's definitely not a catamaran leisurely cruise.
No, it is not.
Around St. Martin. But definitely recommend. Take a look at it. We're going to put some video over this so you can see that as well, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we have more excursions coming up.
Yes, this was just the first of 6 we've got going on.
So we'll share more with you as the days go on.